listening to the What's Up Falcons podcast with Rock, Hoop, Q, Aries Falcon, and keeping it sexy, LG.
What's up, and welcome to the What's Up Falcons podcast. My name is Rock, and I'm joined with my boy Q in the house. What's going on, Q?
It's deja vu, man. I don't know what to say. I wake up every morning after a Falcons game like another loss. It's like Groundhog's Day, right? Is that what it is? Groundhog's Day?
Yeah, it feels like it.
Feels like it, yeah.
Yeah. It's like the same old stuff, you know. When we're gonna wake up for this nightmare. All right, and we're also joined all the way from the West Coast with the notorious vid maker, Mr. Aries Falcon. What's up, Aries?
Yeah. Hey, what's going on, man? It's been a while since I even tried to do a video.
I know. Noticed that, man. You need to get back on the scene.
I do. I've got a lot of people looking out, asking me when I'm going to drop another video. So
yeah,
I tell you what, I dropped one after
the notorious not bid maker.
I dropped one after our first win. How about that?
Well, you look like you ain't gonna drop one for a while.
he'll drop one after this weekend, guaranteed. Because if you don't beat Carolina, you don't beat.
He's back in the Falcons. Oh shit! I got it up a bit now.
That's right. Well, if you don't win this one, man, it's gonna be a long season.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's going to be a very long season. I think it's already a long season, man. And, what's the Falcons podcast? And that's what everybody's asking, man. What is up with the damn Falcons? It's not just the fan base anymore, man. I mean, everybody's asking that stuff. It's like it's bad. And I think they're starting to come down with the same conclusion that everybody else is. But, yeah, we'll go into that a little later, but that starts with a C and ends with an H. All right. But we don't have Hoop in the house today. He's a busy man, and LG, hey, he's on a milk carton somewhere. So the three amigos will hold it down once again. And we want to thank you.
They are MIA.
And, I guess they don't want to show their heads since this team is sucking so bad right about now. But we want to thank everybody for tuning in and checking us out. Anyway, we sure do appreciate it. You can always find us on Twitter. Hit us up at Twitter at What's Up Falcons. And you can call in, leave a message on our text line, which is 770-268-0555. All right, fellas. Why does this keep happening, man? Green Bay took it easy on us. Yeah,
we expected to lose to Green Bay, though, right? I mean, was anybody expecting a win?
We did.
I mean, I was hoping for a win, but I mean, I expected them to lose against Green Bay because Green Bay's been on the ball since day one. So,
real.
Am I the only one that thought, like, with the way this Falcons team is, like, there was a chance they might beat Green Bay, and because it's just so crazy right now?
Yeah,
I thought because. We used to beat them so much before in the past, but I knew with our key guys out, that was just a pipe dream.
Hey, they kept it competitive. It wasn't, at one point it looked like it was going to be a blowout, but they kept it competitive.
They kept it close for the most part. Right. So I mean, I was at a friend's house, so we watched it on his projection screen outside.
Same here.
So.
Yep.
And it was just crazy. I mean, like I said, I have this shirt that says all I want to do is drink beer and watch my Falcons kick your team's ass. Well, I was half right that night.
You almost made me spit up my beer on myself.
You need to buy some duct tape for that shirt, Aries, and cover up the second half.
Man, I'm telling you, I was like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I got, you know what I'm saying, half done. So, I was good at that point.
But see,
I was so lit. I didn't care anymore about it by the end of the third quarter. I was like, man, hurry because the game over with so I can go home.
Now, that's a damn shame when you just want a game to end so you can go home.
A lot of people did, man. They're like, just stop it. Just stop it.
No, for me, like, that's the highlight of my week. Like, when Sundays roll around, like, that's like the best 3 hours of my entire week because you're busy all week with work and family and all this that.
Yeah.
But my family at least knows when the Falcons game comes on, that's my 3 hours. Like leave me alone, let me do it. So I look forward to those 3 hours. So to go back to what Aries was saying about just get the game over, I'm like, I don't ever want to feel like that. Like, man, just get this game over so I can do something else or go home or whatever, But it is starting to feel like that.
Yeah, man. It is.
It is. I mean, and me being a fan, I mean, you only have so much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hope for your team, but I mean, after a while, you have to be like I said, a realist and realize that the shit is not going well for this team right now.
Yeah, we're not good right now, man. We are not good.
No, I've had like my homeboy's a Green Bay fan, and he didn't even want to hit me up because he knew what kind of season we're having.
Yeah.
So I sent him a text. I said, "Hey man, congrats on the win." He was like, "Yeah, man, I didn't want to say nothing, but I was like, hey man, we're playing like shit right now. It's obvious." He was like, "Yeah." So hopefully we can catch up some other time.
Yeah, he wanted to be like Aaron Rodgers, take it easy on you, man. He's like, I don't want to rub it in. So just like Aaron Rodgers, he did for us, man. I mean, they could have put up more points if they wanted to. He was doing whatever the hell he wanted to. So
I think they could have, but
yeah,
he was tearing it up. I mean, it was just his passes just were hitting. I mean, a few nice little breakups by the very disappointing Oliver, but
yeah, very disappointing Oliver indeed, man. Well, all right, well, we'll just go into it, man. We'll go into it with the good, the bad, and the ugly of the Green Bay game. The Green Bay Falcons, Green Bay. All right, where do we go from here, edition? Actually, so if there was any good to be had in this game, Q, did you find any bright spots?
The Falcons, like they always do in primetime games, at least show up. And, they kept it competitive. There was no time I was ever really I'm just going to turn off the TV. This is over. I stayed into it as long as I could. I think I finally turned it off halfway through the third, but I stayed with it as long as I could. And I was proud of the Falcons, man. After those first three losses, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if they were going to get blown out the water or what, but they kept it true to form, prime time, and that was my good, man. They kept it close.
All right. What about you, Aries?
I'm gonna have to roll with that, man. They didn't lose by like 25 on prime time, so you know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I agree, man, and I'm gonna piggyback on you guys with that. I kind of tweeted out in the game, and you saw that, Aries, but I when the secondary started, they didn't quit, and they started really playing with some intensity. And I said, they had played with this same intensity, like in the first few games, man, we probably wouldn't be in this situation. And these were
we would be 2-1 easy,
right? So and these were, not even, most of them weren't even starters, but you saw the intensity in the fight. They were fighting for Quinn. You could see it, but but it did make me proud too, Q. That's funny you said that. I did get a little proud. I'm like, at least they're trying. If they're gonna lose, they're gonna lose, but at least they're trying. They're not doing stupid stuff like they normally do. So yeah, so that would be my good too. Aries, since there's a lot of it, what was a bad that really stuck out to you?
Let me think. Oh yeah, Isaiah Oliver. He got burned. It was just, I'm like, and Green Bay's receivers aren't like the best.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, they're good. They're not they're not the best in the league. Like, and I mean, you go up against Julio every day at practice. Like, I don't get how you are getting beat this bad.
Right. Yeah. Good
Julio
point.
and Ridley. Don't forget Ridley. He could be a number one somewhere.
Yep.
True.
Yeah. All good points, man. Good points. What about you, Q?
Bad? I don't want to beat up on Oliver, but it probably is Oliver. But I'm gonna have to say Oliver. I mean, I can't really think of a bad. I mean, like I said, a lot of us weren't expecting a win anyways. It was just, don't get beat up too bad. So
right.
The same old Oliver, and mean, I guess we stuck with him because of all the injuries. It's not like, you can switch him out. So we got to roll with all of them. Just hope he progresses.
All right. My bad. I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I'm going to give it to Matt Ryan and Calvin Ridley, because for the life of them, they couldn't get on the same page all damn night, man. Matt couldn't put it right where it needed to be, kept overthrowing and stuff, and they just couldn't link up at all.
How many catches did he finish with?
One or two, something like that.
Last time I remember the announcer saying he had no catches, and that was getting pretty deep into the game. I think that might have been third quarter or so.
Right.
So that's crazy.
Yeah, man. I mean,
yeah.
They were, I don't know what happened. They were frustrated or whatever, but they just went on the same page, man. Like in those previous games, it was like, he was Julio number 2, even though Matt was overthrowing that.
Sometimes he was Julio number 1.
Right, exactly. So.
Yeah, I think a lot of it was because that was their first game this season on real grass. Their first 3 games have all been on turf. You know what I'm saying? Like that artificial turf. So being on grass is totally different from playing on real turf. And with Green Bay being at home field, they're used to it. So that was a big factor in it. That's part of the home field advantage too.
You think so, man? It's like driving a car, man. If you can drive a car, you can drive a minivan. You can drive a pickup truck.
No. It's totally different. If you ever had cleats and you stepped on turf and then stepped out on grass, it's two different things. The traction is not there. If you saw that pass to Julio when he tried to make that cut and he slipped on turf, that's a catch. But the fact that it's grass, it gave out from under him.
I don't know, man. No. Professional or not. If the grass was wet, I would give you that one. I would give you that one if the grass was wet.
Yeah. Because they practice on grass. They practice on grass.
Yeah, they do practice on grass at Flowery Branch.
But that's different, bro. they're not going 110% on the practice field.
Of course they are.
They are, man.
Bullshit, motherfucker.
Is that what you think? Okay.
They are, man. I mean, they don't tackle at 110%.
The tackling is at 110%, but the cuts and stuff and the double moves, you see all that at Flowery Branch. If people go out there and watch the practices.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, Aries, but kind of reaching a little bit, but it could happen. All right, well, moving on. What about an ugly, man? Q, you had an ugly? There's plenty.
I'm just going to say my ugly is probably just 0-4. At the bottom of the division.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to look into the game. I mean, there's plenty to beat up those guys for, but yeah, 0-4, man. Who would have thought? I didn't think that.
Aries, you have an ugly?
Yeah, I'm the same. It's just the whole being 0-4 thing. It's just ridiculous. I mean, I can jump on the OC for the play calls and all that, but I just being the fact that they're 0-4 is beyond me.
Yeah.
Yo, Aries, if they were 2-2 right now, would you be excited?
I would be happy,
optimistic. Yeah,
optimistic.
Yeah,
I would too. And I would definitely too. And
the truth be told, they should be a 2-2 team right now.
Yeah.
I mean that Cowboys and Bears game, I still don't get it, and I went back and watched the highlights over and over again.
Oh yeah. And speaking of being 0-4, they haven't been 0-4 since when? 99.
99.
That's crazy, man. So I think we're getting close to the root of the problem with this team, but I guess we'll mention that a little later. But I'm going to give my ugly to the coaching staff, because those guys were looking lost out there and unprepared, and Dan Quinn looks like he didn't know what the hell he was doing. He was just hoping something would work. And So that was just an ugly
Is he still
look.
messing with the defense this year or no?
I think he still has his hand in it, but he's not controlling the defense.
He should take his damn hands out of it. That's what I think, because the guy's not good. And yeah, he's not good. And that's so funny. I was going to say this later, but I'll just mention it now. I've checked out the Pound for Pound podcast, and JR made a very interesting timeline that I thought was pretty good about Quinn and what's happened here. So I'm going to see if I can get him to come on and talk about it, because it was very interesting. He broke it down on the timeline of everything, especially with Quinn. So stay tuned for that. I'll see if I can get him on. But all right, well, we know that it's pretty much, we could win one or we could win two, but overall, we're not looking good, fellas. And
No. Right about now, I'm looking at it. Okay, who's going to be in top 5 in the draft? That's basically what I'm looking at right now.
yeah, and the rest of those guys are playing for wherever they're going to be playing next year. But we did get. What was that, Q?
Well, I was just laughing.
Oh, okay.
The guys are going to be wherever they are next year. I'm sure there's a lot of guys that are going to be somewhere else next year.
Yeah, that is true. But, I know we had injuries and everything, and no one really thought we were going to win this game. But even without the injuries, we weren't up to our first couple games weren't good. So, but Q, speaking of injuries, we maintained a lot of injuries during this game as well. You have an injury report?
The injury report.
I do. You have to bear with me.
All right.
Hoop sent me a lot of different things to take over in his place, but we'll start off with Julio. They're saying he's probably going to miss. There's a good chance he's going to miss the Carolina game with a hamstring injury.
Yeah.
So that's not good.
Not at all.
Calvin Ridley has an ankle problem, but they do believe he'll be there and be able to play. But he has an ankle problem, so if he steps out next week,
Right.
don't be surprised.
Man.
Hang on here. Let me go to another one here. Let me see what else we got.
All right.
I got one. If you can't find one, it's all
Keanu O'Neal and Ricardo Allen. Obviously, we know about them. Go ahead, Aries. Go ahead and jump in with that one while I'm.
Monte Casey tore his ACL. Tore his Achilles, so he's out for the season.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was another one I was going to get to. Now I'm looking at that one right now.
Yeah.
They didn't. Well, did they officially say that that's what happened?
Yeah.
Because from what I have, it just says a very, very serious injury happened on the Monday night game.
It's on what IG. It's on Twitter. He tore his Achilles.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at it right now. He's out for the rest of this season,
And quite possibly his last season as a Falcons too.
You think?
Yeah. I mean, I think they're going to clean house, man, and I think he might be a casualty. But that's just me thinking, but yeah. Anybody else, Q?
I think that's about it. The only thing I don't see is how Kung Fu is doing, but his replacement wasn't half bad. So we'll see how the kicking game goes against Carolina.
You mean Young Wei Koo?
Young Wei, yeah. His people invented the Kung Flu.
Young Ho. Something like that.
And speaking of that new kicker that took his place didn't help that he missed the damn field goal. So
he missed the extra point.
Oh, the extra point.
He missed the extra point.
Yeah.
Well, I think we all knew he was gonna miss something. So.
But also, man, I saw. I think Von McClure or someone posted that. No, I saw a interview with our defensive coordinator. Is it Marquel Manuel? He said that Dante Fowler was actually playing through an ankle injury during the Green Bay game. So I don't know if that kind of contributed to why he couldn't get any sacks or whatever, but they're saying that he's coming along, but he was playing with an ankle injury. So
did you have anybody that stood out that just didn't show up?
You mean health-wise or just... What do you mean?
No, I'm talking about just didn't show up in the game. You didn't hear their name called.
Oh, that was actually playing?
Yes, sir.
But I mean, it would have been him, Dante Fowler, because I was like, where's our pass rush? We had no pass rush.
Okay.
And then that came out that he was playing through an ankle injury. So, but all right, man. So you're listening to the What's Up Falcons podcast. All right, fellas. So we know we're in a position now. All the fan base most of us are pretty irked and pissed off, with every game that goes by, and hopefully they'll turn it around. But a lot of people have already given up. And that goes to, check out the fan base. It's just hard being a Falcons supporter, man. But, we still do it. But a question came up, like, when was the last time you were happy to say that you were a Falcons fan? Is there some in particular time that can y'all remember the last time you said that?
Super Bowl year, man.
Going to the Super Bowl. Yeah, going to the Super Bowl. When they were running through everybody.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you a Falcon fan? Or you pre-Mike Vick or post? I said, man, I'm freaking Falcon fan since Dion, bro. You better come off of that.
Sure.
So, yeah, I mean, and the bandwagon was deep.
Right.
Especially out here. Like, I've never seen so many Falcon fans in Cali. I'm like, where in the hell y'all come from?
I'm glad you said that, man, because I was wondering. I was telling somebody, I was like, yeah, one of my boys on the show, he's from Cali, and Cali's rolling pretty deep with Falcons fans. I didn't even know that. He showed us pictures and videos and everything.
Man, it was ridiculous out here for a minute. I'm like, where in the hell all these bandwagon come from? Now I can't find a single one.
They all went to Vegas.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, they all became Raider fans.
Oh, man, that is funny. That is funny, man. Wow.
No, they all LA fans now, man.
The guy the house I went over, he's a Falcon fan. So I mean, I met him during that playoff game against the Rams down in LA. So we've stayed in contact over IG ever since. So,
and I'll tell you, it's interesting you bring that up about all the bandwagon fans during the Super Bowl. One thing that I know that's true is our downloads, man. During our show, we usually stay steady around, somewhere between 100, 200. And if we're doing real good, a little over 200 downloads per episode. That episode before the Super Bowl, we reached over the thousands, man. I think we almost got 2,000 in like a couple of days. I'm like, well, where the hell did all this come from?
Man, where did it go?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, the next show after that, we didn't even break 100.
See, that's just some bandwagons, man. That's some bandwagons, and I can't stand back and when the ones I hate who wear Falcon gear and be like, oh, because the hat goes with my outfit. I said, man, if you don't take that flag off,
right.
Because to me, that's all it is. It's a giant flag. You're waving a flag in my face, whether it be a T-shirt, a lanyard, a hat. It's a flag to me. So I zoom in whenever I see somebody wearing team colors.
Bro, man, this is how bandwagon it was around here. I've been flying my Falcons flag in front of the house for a few years now. But that year they went to the Super Bowl, don't you know someone walked in our yard at night and stole it?
That's fucked up, man.
And I'm like,
just like a dirty bird.
Yeah.
Just like a dirty bird. They probably trip walked when they was leaving.
And I was up too, and they had to do it late because I didn't go to bed till like 2 a.m. that night. And they had to have, and I didn't hear anything, man. That's pretty bold. Walk up to and we got like a little fence, so you have to open the gate and physically, walk towards our house to do that.
Wow, that's crazy.
Well, criminals don't strike till about 3:30, man. That's when we do our thing. I mean, that's when they do their thing.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, I'm surprised. I'm surprised with y'all gun laws. He didn't get shot.
Yeah. We didn't hear him though, you know.
because I wish I never would.
Ninja.
I don't know, man. I had to wake my wife up. Get the gun. Shoot this. Shoot him, make it shoot.
Yeah, let her shoot him.
Yeah, it's
let
her gun.
Shoot him. Don't you shoot him.
Hey, I wasn't.
I wish a motherfucker would.
It's hers. It goes. All right, I digress. Q, what was the?
All they should have heard was buckshot.
She already told me. She's like, hey, if it goes down here and something happens, she's like, when I say, hit the floor, just do it. I'm like, don't worry. Because that means she's went and got.
It's funny because LG sold a Falcons flag on that Facebook Market page.
Oh, wow! Like a week after it got stolen.
Man, it was the next damn day, dog.
Oh man, that's funny. But Q, what was your proudest moment, man? I know it was the Super Bowl, right? Or was it another time? Say that you were the happiest you were to be.
No, that's what I said. The happiest Falcon season of my life was both Super Bowl years. The one back in '98 when we went up to Minnesota and knocked off Randy Moss and Randall Cunningham up there.
Right.
And then when we went to the Super Bowl again this year, man, especially that Super Bowl, because I was like, I mean, I love me some Brady. So I mean, Brady against the Falcons in the Super Bowl, I was like, oh man, this is gonna be good. And on paper, I mean, it was a good game. I mean, it was a blowout with a comeback. And then I was like, well, if the Falcons pull it off, even though they let them back in the game, it's still a win, and we get our first Super Bowl and yada yada yada. But then when Brady did his thing and won, I was like, damn. Well, I was like, good for Brady, man, another ring. But I'm like, damn, man, what a mark on the city of Atlanta.
Yeah.
And even to this day, people still make fun of us on March 28th, when is the day that the Patriots fans sent out that little meme, 28-3 or whatever. They have a date on the calendar and they stuck to it. All these, it's only been a couple of years, but they still sticking to it. I'm like, man, let it go. No, they still bringing it up.
Well, they can drop it now since Tom ain't there.
Hey man, let him get back, man. Watch out for him now, though.
Okay, sure. Yep.
Hey, they got a better chance of making the playoffs right now than we do.
Anybody does.
Everybody got a better chance than we do. I mean, the Bengals got their first win this weekend. So I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Cleveland looked like some all-stars out there this weekend.
That's what I
don't know if anybody saw the highlights with Odell Beckham, man. He went up.
Well, I mean, they got an all-star team.
Yep.
They better go off. I mean, their defense is packed. They got, what I'm saying, a good receiving core, good in the running game. They better go off. There's no excuse for it.
Yeah, I hear that.
And I think somebody bribed Odell. I think they said, man, we got 3 girls that'll shit on you after the game as long as you go off. So, I mean, to him, that's like R. Kelly, some underage girls. He was like, come on with it.
No, the worst troll was the Patriots ring ceremony.
Oh,
y'all heard about that?
Wait. No. Tell me about that.
Their championship ring for that game has 328 diamonds in it.
Oh no! Stop! Oh, stop!
I'm dead ass. You can look that up.
I believe it, man. I totally believe
it too. That's crazy, man.
It's either 328 or 283, but it's somewhere in that line to where it's a 28-3 reference.
Yeah, they wore that down to the ground, man. But I thought, didn't their owner, didn't he like donate or something, his ring to something that happened recently? He donated the Super Bowl, the last Super Bowl ring, the one that they played against us.
I don't know, but I'm
not sure. But that's the trophy. That's the trophy that Gronk broke.
Yeah.
Remember, Gronk broke the trophy during the ceremony. He put a big ass dent in it by accident.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Damn Gronk.
But they were so happy. They were like, let's take this one with us. They need to get it fixed. I heard that's the one they still have. Is the one with the big ass dent from Gronk. because they were just so happy with the win.
Well, let me flip that last question about the last time you were happy. As a happy Falcons fan, what pisses you guys off when we in a game, like when we play our games? What thing that they do outside of just losing?
Blowing leads.
Yeah.
Blowing leads is number one.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the offense statistically, isn't it one of the best offenses in the league? Even with all the losses, I mean, we put up some points.
Yeah.
This is a good offense.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan is number 3 in passing yards. Ridley is number 2 in receiving.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Julio can't be too far. Where's Julio at?
I don't think Julio's been doing much this season.
Maybe not.
But
how are we looking as far as rushing? Has anybody looked?
We're not that good.
No, yeah.
Because we're throwing the ball so much, though, and blowing leads.
Well,
because that Bears game, there was a couple of times when I was listening to it on the radio, I'm like, why are you throwing the ball and going 3 and out? Like, run it.
That's your offensive coordinator, man.
That Bears game, I couldn't understand why they was not running the ball, play action, you know what I'm saying, a little dump off to Gurley so he can get 5-6 yards. You know what I mean? Something to keep the clock moving and to keep the defense off the field. Like, I couldn't understand that.
Because we have
I don't think I understand it. I think there's something wrong with Gurley that we don't know about. I don't think Gurley is as healthy as everybody thinks he is, man.
I said Gurley is going to be that complement player. He's not the lead back, so I knew that was coming with Gurley. But what I don't understand about that Green Bay game is that you're going 3rd and short. It's 3rd and short. You're passing the ball, and you have Ito Smith out there to pass block. The smallest of all the running backs, you have Ito Smith out there to pass block, which didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, man. We've had a lot of questionable coaching calls. And
I was listening to 92.9 The Game, and somebody actually mentioned that same exact point that Aries made on 92.9 The Game.
And it's not just, like I said, it's not just the fan base. It's other people that are saying that too, who follow just the NFL and are pretty, biased as far as they're not supporting any particular team. There's like, end of the story, the Falcons have a lot of good talent. They just do not have a consistent or a culture, a good winning culture and bad coaching. And we've all, like since the Super Bowl, we've tried to dissect this shit on this show. We thought it was this, then we thought it was that. And then, like, as soon as you think it's one thing, it's something different. So if it keeps changing like that, it's the fact that they don't know what they're doing. And Dirk is so vanilla. Everything he does can be predictable. And DQ definitely does not know what the hell he's doing as a defensive coordinator. And it's looking like as a head coach. And I say it again, man, I'm going to get but JR to talk about this on our show, because he goes in pretty good detail about this whole thing, and it was an interesting thing. But I'll reach out to him and maybe we can have him on. But yeah, man. So okay, well, I mean, but the games. What games? Okay, we got we've played our first 4 games and we lost every one. Is there any game you guys feel confident that we can win coming up? Q, I know you kind of mentioned the next game against the Panthers. Are you confident about that?
I mean, with this Falcons team, I'm not confident about anything, but yeah, I mean, it's a home game. There's going to be fans. I think you beat Carolina. If you don't beat Carolina, you're in a lot of trouble, because it's not going to get any easier if it picks back up again.
Because the only other team I see that we have a chance of beating is the Detroit Lions.
Right.
Yeah, and that's what Dan Quinn was saying. Oh, the schedule is going to help us get it back on track. Well, I'm like, the schedule shouldn't matter. You shouldn't look at your schedule and be like, loss. Oh, get back on track. Loss. Get back on track. No, don't look at your schedule that way. But I mean, even in between those games, I think you still got the Minnesota Vikings in there somewhere. You think we can beat them?
The Vikings are actually after the Panthers.
That's what I'm saying. We got Panthers, we got Vikings, and then Is Detroit after
then
that?
Then we got Carolina again, and then we got the Denver Broncos, and then the Bengals. So the Bengals, I see. Oh, I'm sorry, that was preseason schedule. So we have the bye, and then we got Saints, Oakland. I'm sorry, Vegas, Oakland, San Diego, Tampa, KC, and then Tampa. Yeah, that's the GGs. That's a 3-win tops.
But that's if.
That's hoping you can beat. Who are you saying they're going to beat during that time? You saying they're going to beat the Chargers?
I think they can beat the Broncos. I think they can beat. Detroit Lions
too. I think they can beat Detroit, but if they let Matthew Stafford go off like he did last weekend, we're in trouble because that dude has an arm.
Yeah, he does, and our secondary isn't looking too hot. So,
well, let me ask you fellas this: what makes you think that the coaches on these other teams will exploit our weaknesses, which like everybody else has been, because it's not rocket scientists. We're not creative at all. They know what we're going to do. They know about what's that one the defense calls all the time, something 2, the Tampa 2,
prevent 2,
Tampa 2,
Tampa 2.
Yeah, it's we call the same stuff. They know what we're going to call before we call it. And they don't adjust it. We have been doing this for years. We don't make changes. We don't make adjustments. We just try to outplay them, and it don't work because our play callers don't know what the hell they're doing.
The Falcons are trying to do something like you see like schools like USC do back in the day, where it's like the offense will just score a whole bunch of points and the defense will give up a whole bunch of points,
right?
But the offense will carry you to a win, and that doesn't work in the NFL. Right. It might work for USC back in those Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart days when they were winning all those championships and games were like final score was like 47-35, but that doesn't work in the NFL.
As we're seeing, man, and so I mean, if they're not going to change up their scheme or try to do something different and creative, it's just going to be more of the same, man. Because you can't tell me all these other coaches and players are better than we are just because that's what they that's what they plan for. They're that good.
Yeah.
When the offense is at 100%, I mean, it's a hard offense to stop, and they're going to get their points. That's why I was surprised they didn't score that many points against Green Bay. I thought they would put up a little bit more points, and had they put up a little bit more points, they probably could have walked out with a win if they put up the points they did against the Bears and against the Cowboys. But defense is that Achilles heel, man. Everybody knows, okay, they're going to score on us, but we're going to get that defense. We're going to torch that defense. And I don't want to see any of Patrick Mahomes. Oh, my goodness. Patrick Mahomes is playing lights out right now.
Yeah.
That's going to be the game to watch.
They exploit us, man.
No, it's not. Not if you're a Falcon fan.
Well, if you're a Falcon fan, you don't want to see it happen.
No. But I was. Somebody said earlier in the show about Green Bay probably could have beat up on us a little bit more if they really wanted to.
Yeah.
But I don't think Andy Reid's going to hold any punches. Andy Reid wants his scores, and he's aggressive. He's creative.
Right.
And Andy Reid's damn good. Andy Reid's the best coach in the game right now from an offensive standpoint than anybody I've seen do it for a while.
But did you notice like when we do have those leads and it's looking like we're going to win, and then in the second half, whether it's third or fourth quarter, that the other team all of a sudden starts to they're making their comeback because they're doing different things. They're changing up their plans. They're honing in on what our weak point is, and it always works. And then we end up trying to play catch up, and then they eventually win. But we'd never do that.
Same thing as last year, man. We lost to the Tennessee Titans.
Right.
3 weeks after we lost to the Tennessee Titans, they benched their starting quarterback. I think it was actually 2 weeks later. Right. We lost to the Arizona Cardinals last year. Horrible team. They came back, they beat us. But this year, the thing is like we're losing to teams that are actually, I think are a little bit better than some of those teams. And the Cowboys, I don't know about the Cowboys, though, to tell you the truth. They may not be as good as everybody thinks they are.
Yeah, but the Cowboys are going to win that division.
Yeah.
I mean, Giants are trash.
Though? Are the Bears
Eagles are horrible. I don't know. That's yet to be seen yet because of the two teams they played before. I mean they played the Bengals and the Lions.
the Falcons, yeah.
Before they played us. You know what I'm saying? So they play two trash teams anyway. So I would say by week 8, I'll be able to get a better feel for what the Bears are. But I think they're a decent team. You know what I'm saying? They're a decent team. They don't win their division.
But you remember when we were on, Richie, but you remember we were on that Bears podcast. And they didn't feel confident even after our loss. The dude was like,
exactly.
He thought that we were going to come through, and our offense was going to kill them, and what the players they had missing, he thought that they were going to lose to us.
We had that game in the bag. We had it. So
our offense did kill them.
Yeah, it's just the defense couldn't hold them, and the stupid ass play calling and all that other crap.
Exactly.
It's the second half. It's the second half that hurts us offensively. It's like we come out in the first half and we put up all these points, but in the second half, I don't know what happens with the offense in the second half, but they really just don't show up in the second half.
They don't make adjustments. That's pretty much like, okay, you guys know a lot more as far as play calling than I do, but like we always see when people start to like double team Julio or they try with Ridley or they tried in the Seattle game, Adams kept coming from left and right, just eating Matt Ryan's lunch, and we did nothing to prevent that. And Pete Carroll adjusted for that. When was the last time the Falcons did anything like that for a start on the team that we end up playing? Do we do that at all? Can y'all tell?
No, not at all, man. You don't do that, number one, and then number two, your play calling is horrible. Like I said in that Bears game, had we just started pounding the rock in the second half, we might have walked out of there with a win because we ate some clock and done some things right, but they got pass happy. I don't understand why they get so pass happy. You would think by now they would learn the lesson.
They're a pass first team.
But whenever we had any success in the past, we're always a run first team.
Yeah.
The year we went to the Super Bowl, I think
they were a pass first team. They were the number one in offense.
Well, in the previous seasons under other coaches, Dan Reeves, Jim Mora, we were a run first team. And where'd that get us? Just especially the Jim Mora era. Come on now. We went to the NFC Championship.
Oh, okay. But in the run first offense, they went to the Super Bowl twice.
Once they went to a Super Bowl once.
No, when the team that went in '98, they were a pass first team.
Okay, maybe I don't remember. I thought they were a running team, but they were they don't get me wrong. They had a good running game, but they were, because the run game was so good, is because they couldn't stop the pass. Who was that quarterback? Was it Chris Chandler?
Yeah, that was Chris Chandler. Yep.
Yeah. So, and Matt Ryan is no Chris Chandler.
No, he's better.
Right.
All right, guys. We have issues. But I want to, I was on Twitter, man. And I'm sorry, I ain't listening to the What's Up Falcons podcast. I was looking on Twitter just to see what, people were saying during this game, and just to get some, something to read on the show and get you guys' reaction to some of the questions that things that people were posting. And then I'll do about 2 or 3 of them, then we can wrap it up. William McFadden, at Will McFadden, said, Dan Quinn says, this start is confusing and frustrating, but says that all of our focus, all our energy is on Carolina. And what do you guys think about that comment? That he said this start is confusing and frustrating.
Yeah, it is. It is because of the talent we have on offense. Honestly, I think we should be 4-0. To be honest, to completely honest, with the talent that's on this team, but right. We're not. We're 0-4. So it is confusing, and the fact that we're looking towards Carolina, they're looking to Carolina to turn things around and get their first win.
Right.
So,
what do you think? Oh, I'm sorry. Everything mean to cut
I think the only person that's confused is the coaching staff. They obviously don't know what they're doing because
Bingo.
Guys that are not coaches know that, hey, in that Bears game, and we ran the ball a little bit more, we probably could have walked away with a win, and maybe also the same with the Cowboys game. So I think the only people that are confused is the coaching staff. I think anybody watching the game on TV can see it, realize it, and it's the coaching that's confused. It's not the game or what's being thrown at them during the game. It's the coaches.
Bingo. I agree with you, man, because that's the last thing you want your coach to say is that he's confused about why it's starting off like that. So, and your boy Shine, Aries, he commented too on that particular post, and he said, it's truly not. He said he's refusing to be honest with himself, so he keeps trying the same things. I'm like, yep, pretty much. It's not that confusing. He keeps trying to put the circle in square holes.
So do you think Arthur Blank goes ahead and I mean, we've already seen it with some teams. You think they fire him, or you let him go the distance? Dan Quinn, I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't fire him within the next 2 weeks, you might as well let him finish out the season because there's no hope after that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So making a coaching change in the middle of the season does no good for the team. You might as well let him finish out the season. So you either fire him now or wait until the end of the season.
And I hear you too, and I think that's what he's going to do, even though people disagree with that, because they're saying that at this point, if we continue to let him coach the team, that we're just asking for everything that we're getting. And I understand that point, but I also understand that I think this time it's not just going to. I mean, you fire Dan Quinn and put somebody else in there, it's still not going to help this team. So I think it's definitely.
It might light a fire. It might get some people's attention. I mean, you got to do something.
Should have. I mean, but it's not just Quinn.
You become soft if you just let it play out.
Because the thing is, if you fire him now, you have to deal with the coaches that are available to. You know what I'm saying? Basically start coaching now.
Right.
Or you bring in somebody who's already on the team as their interim head coach.
Right.
It'd probably be the Dirk Cutter since he's the OC.
Right.
But if you wait till the end of the season, then you have these assistant coaches and OCs and DCs that are looking for a head coaching job. So you have a better of a pick, and they know that you're available. You know what I'm saying? Because from what I hear, I think it's the offensive coordinator to Kansas City. He's looking to move up.
Eric Bieniemy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know if that's going to work for us though, because Andy Reid's calling the plays. So if you're not getting Andy Reid, you're just getting Andy Reid's assistant. But I mean, we've seen that with every time a coach left New England. Everyone said, "Oh, we're going to steal New England coaching. We're going to all of a sudden be, good." And well, I take that back.
How
the Giants doing this year? How the Giants doing this year?
Giants are trash, but I mean,
are they trash? Okay, I thought they might have been. I saw them play.
The Giants are trash. The Lions
they took the receiver. They took the receiver coach from New England. They were so desperate.
And the Lions took the defensive coordinator coach from New England, and they've been bad since he's gotten there. So I'm thinking within the next year or two, he's going to lose his job. Yeah.
All right. Well, here, let me read one more Twitter post, and Q, I know you're going to love this.
I just don't understand. Before you read it, though, I just don't understand. If you do fire Dan Quinn, which you should, I mean, regardless, but who are you going to bring in unless you just somehow can still a coach?
No, there will be options. There will be options.
Yeah. At the end of the season, there are going to be options. Coaches are going to get let go from their current job, or offensive coordinators are going to want to move. You know what I'm saying? So there are going to be options, but like right now, you have to put somebody in play who's already on the team, or bring in an interim head coach. See what I'm saying? So
yeah, and
I get that though, but I don't think we need an offensive defensive-minded coach. I think whoever comes in can keep Dirk Cutter. I mean, I think Dirk Cutter is showing that he knows what he's doing.
He has.
Who can you bring in? I mean, he's put up points, not consistently throughout the entire game, all 4 quarters. But I mean, he's putting up points. But I mean, who can you bring in that can change this defense up?
Well, I mean, we don't know right now.
It's hard.
But I don't. But see, but that's what Dan Quinn is. Dan Quinn is a defensive-minded coach. I think you bring in a coach who's going to help the offense not lose leads,
right,
and keep the ball going, and have him hire somebody who's going to revamp that defense.
Yeah.
Let him bring in somebody that he's comfortable with and knows how to run a defense.
And bring that. Right. But
I think at this point,
defensive-minded coach.
And I think that's what's going to happen.
The defense is what it is. What else can you do?
Because of the leadership.
Because of the coaching. Yeah, exactly. Because of the coaching.
Yeah.
You have to change the coaching if you want a different results in the defense. So they're going to move their pieces. If we get a new head coach, it's be ready for a new rebuild. So you're looking at 3 to 4 years of rebuilding.
And that's happening.
No, I get that, but you're saying there's a defensive coach out there that can come in and make a guy like Oliver better for next season?
No, he might let Oliver go.
Right, that's the thing.
He may not feel that Oliver is the guy to play that spot.
Exactly.
So he'll let. What about Tack? What about Allen?
All those guys. All those guys are gone, man. They're going to come in with a whole new regime and get the players that they want.
So if that's the case, I'm thinking 5 years.
It's going to be a while.
4 to 5 years.
And Arthur Blank.
Julio and Matt ain't getting any younger, and Arthur.
Right.
Who knows where he'll be in 5 years from now?
But in Arthur, that's the other thing. He's going to have to let go as far as any kind of the way that he wants the Falcons culture to be, because clearly it's not working. It hadn't worked in a long time. So he's just going to have to sit back and just sign checks and get updates and let whoever he brings in the staffing change the culture of
he has to trust whoever he brings in.
Yeah.
But whether it be a new GM, new coach, he's going to have to sit back and give them at least about a year or two to put things the way they want it and move on from there. See, because when you look at Frisco,
and that's not what he did with Jim Moore and Dan Quinn.
When Frisco was trash and they brought in, you know what I'm saying?
They were not trash. They had a good defense and a horrible offense. Remember, the year before we went to the Super Bowl, I believe we played them in the NFC Championship. I think that was when they had Colin Kaepernick. I think I was at that game. They had a good defense. They just needed some help on offense. So that was an easy fix. I think it's easier to fix an offense than it is to fix the defense.
Well, we don't offensively. We're not in bad shape, but it's just the defense and
defensive
and coaching.
A tough job to fix.
But I think it's the entire culture rebuild too, and so because we've been through it all so far, fellas, and nothing is working. We got lucky in 2016, and the person, if my opinion, who I think is kind of responsible for us getting that lightning in the bottle and taking it to the Super Bowl is the head coach of San Francisco right about now. And the head coach of San Francisco,
I agree.
And the head coach for Green Bay. Those two dudes. And look, if you saw the Green Bay game, look at some of the stuff he was calling on his offense and what Aaron was doing. A lot of creative stuff. Not even having his number one, his top receivers in the game, and he was using tight ends and running backs as.
Honestly, Dan Quinn put together a good team.
Yeah.
To help him build the Falcons, he put together a good coaching staff, and because of that, they went off and got their own head coaching jobs.
I think two. But. Yeah, I gotta get.
Rock, to your point, where Green Bay didn't have any of their receivers and made it happen with a bunch of nobodies, basically. Mm-hmm. I just heard Bill Belichick tap me on the shoulder and he said, "Yeah, duh."
Yep, exactly. So, end of the day, man, like you said, we do have good players. I think, the coaching, DQ, and the rest of them, I think it's just time for a change. So just like how this topic is time for a change. But I want to read this Twitter post that Jamal, the original Dirty Bird Anderson, put out there during the game. This chump had the nerve to say,
crackhead?
Yeah.
Dirty Bird?
This chump had the nerve to say, the Falcons sent... Yeah. He said, the Falcons sent new jerseys to all kind of people and media folks, but to my knowledge, none to their legends, and they are selling my jersey on websites, but didn't send me one. I've been holding back. That is over. This is your karma. Y'all still fronting on us. Burn it all down.
Oh, he'd be the first person to know about burning something.
I know. This is a dude whacking off outside of the Quick Trip.
Yeah. Sniffing cocaine off a toilet seat.
Yeah, with his boyfriend in the bathroom in a club in Peachtree.
Yeah, and he's worried about and he wonders why the Falcons are trying to cut ties with him.
Exactly. And folks would lighten him up, so. But, I figured you would get a kick out of that.
Yeah, his curl's too tight.
All right, man, let's go ahead and start. Let's do a quick around the league. All right, fellas. So I guess one of the biggest news going around the league is Cam got COVID or tested positive for COVID. So
is anybody surprised?
No.
He's married 2 strippers.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You don't know that about Cam?
I do. I don't, but hang on.
His first wife was a stripper, and now he's with his baby mama. And they have 2 kids together, but she's a stripper. She's a former stripper as well, not a stripper, former stripper as well. All so, right. He's like Chipper Jones. Chipper likes those Hooter waitresses, and Cam likes those strip club girls, try to make them baby mamas.
All right. Well, and also the Texans fired their head coach, man, who was 0-4 and who actually went to the playoffs last year. So the Texans, they're making moves as well. I mean,
more moves than we are.
Yeah,
that was something I brought up about 10 minutes ago. I said there are some teams right now that are getting rid of coaches.
Yeah, see, and I wouldn't want that coach. I'm sorry. I mean, anybody who gets rid of their best damn player for a running back. I'm good. I'm good.
Well, don't forget, John Gruden went to Vegas and got rid of a whole bunch of really good players right away too.
Yeah. But all right, man. Well, let's just keep this train moving. You're listening to the What's Up Falcons podcast. All right, fellas, predictions. We're going to play the Panthers. They're in pretty bad shape, but they have a quarterback that's beat us before that we made look pretty good, and Teddy Bridgewater. So, Q, you thinking we're going to pull it out?
A rookie Teddy Bridgewater beat us pretty good at a college stadium because Minnesota couldn't even play in their home stadium because a snowstorm had damaged the stadium. Right. So they were playing at a neutral location. Let me say, I'm going to take the Falcons by 9.
All right. Q's betting on the Falcons. Wow, haven't heard that in a while. What about you, Harry's?
Because I'm always right.
I'm gonna have to roll with Atlanta, bro. I mean, especially against Carolina.
Yeah. I am too, because I think, if we're ever going to be anybody, it's definitely going to be in our own division. It's when we're going to rise up to the occasion. But these injuries are still scaring me. But I hear some key players may come back, including Tack, for this game. So we'll see.
Well, I think if we're going to beat someone, it's going to be one of the worst teams in football because we're not the worst team in football. So we should be able to beat some of the worst teams.
Yeah, but we're not playing the Dolphins this year. So. Yeah,
well, this is our Dolphins right here, and we should get 2 wins, at least 2 wins this season. Because who leads the division right now, fellas? Do you mind telling me?
Isn't it the same?
No, it's Tampa Bay.
Tampa. Oh yeah, that's right.
It's Tampa Bay. It's Tom Brady. He leads the division right now.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Yeah.
With Gronk, that's doing absolutely nothing. They said they're going to work him into the game starting this week, but Mike Evans, though, is a beast, so it is what it is. I wish Deshaun Jackson would have stuck around.
Right.
Oh, I bet he's kicking himself in the ass right now, going back to the Eagles.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and start wrapping this up. And I want to thank everybody for checking us out. And please don't forget to check us out, on at Twitter. And you can also check us out at whatsupfalcons.com. But you also can check us out exclusively at Armchair All-American. And
and a big shout out to Sammy Social Life for filling in for me last week. He wanted to be on this week, but he had to go to a hair show in San Francisco, so he couldn't make it. But
are you sure it wasn't in Houston?
I don't know where it was, but it was a hair show though. I was kind of weird, a hair show. Right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure those are big in Houston too. Those are
live and uncensored.
Oh man, yeah, no, not Sammy, man. He held it down. He was a little weird, but he held it down. So yeah,
I like that dude, man. I like that dude.
He said he liked you too, so it should be all good. All right, fellas, if there's not anything else you want to say, we can wrap it up.
No, I'm gonna give a shout out to Pun City, man.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Pun City, man. Said a Falcon fan from Canada, so he's a dedicated listener.
For sure. Shouts out to Pun City and your boy Shine.
Yeah, Shine always. Shine, my boy, man. He's my little brother. You know what I mean? So
for sure. And also a shout out to Maurice and Angelina. We will be facing y'all. So shouts out to you guys and thanks for listening. We appreciate it.
And I'm sorry for y'all to be the first team that has to lose to us, though.
No, Aries, you shouldn't have said that.
Damn it!
You shouldn't have said that.
Damn it! 5-0, 0-5. Go ahead and call it.
Wait a minute. Didn't we all pick Atlanta to win? So didn't we already say it?
Yeah, but we said it humbly though.
Yeah.
You just bragged about it.
Wow. All right, fellas. On that note, we're gonna call it a wrap, and I'll talk to y'all next week.
Peace.
All right, peace.
Check out the What's Up Falcons podcast exclusively at armchairallamericans.com. Subscribe to the What's Up Falcons podcast on iTunes and SoundCloud. Listen to the What's Up Falcons podcast at whatsupfalcons.com.